The fever subsided and the sore throat improved, but still lingered. I used several different supplements without success. I then tried Green Meadow Whey, and immediately my sore throat went away. I feel that Green Meadow Whey helped me defeat this COVID infection, and it gives me a noticeable lift in my energy.
Lactoferrin is a naturally occurring nutrient in whey protein. It has been shown to have potent antiviral activity. Lactoferrin binds to a virus, blocking its ability to enter the cell. It also stimulates antiviral interferon production. Green Meadow Whey contains 300 to 600 milligrams of non-denatured lactoferrin per scoop. To order, call 888-988-3325. That's 888-988-3325. Or go to greenmeadowwhey.com.
Really counts. Depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Today will be partly sunny with a shower in spots by this afternoon. High today 86 to 89. Then clear and humid this evening. Low tonight 69 to 73. Plenty of sunshine on Tuesday. Should be a nice day. High 86 to 90. Mostly sunny Wednesday. Thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon. Shower in spots near the coast. High 86 to 90. Thursday partly sunny with a thunderstorm in spots. High 86 to 89. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
Morning Money. Morning, Jess.
Good morning, Michael. Investors would love to see this week turn out like last week did on Wall Street. Stocks are coming off a few rallies, and the Dow had its best week since August. Wisconsin is now the epicenter of the U.S. coronavirus outbreak. Across the Atlantic, the U.K. bracing for new lockdowns there as cases soar. The NFL continued a lot of its games after rescheduling a few. Billions of dollars are on the line. Are you ready for Christmas shopping? Walmart led the holiday shopping season off with its week-long sale that started yesterday to gain some traction ahead of Amazon's Prime Day sale. It's 2 days. It starts tomorrow. Target's deal days are in there, too, along with lots of sales at other retailers. Shipping companies love it. They need the extra time to get things delivered. They're forecasting a crunch right before Christmas. Jessica Ettinger, CNBC.
Thanks, Jessica. Stock futures are up slightly over Friday's close, with investors watching talks on coronavirus stimulus legislation. Democrats in the House and Republicans in the Senate rejected talks over the weekend, with the White House now calling for a standalone small business loans bill. More on that coming up later, but right after the break.
Confirmation hearings for the nominee to the U.S. High Court.
I will do my very best to demonstrate that I am worthy of your support.
I'm Clayton Neville, coming up on First Light.
These days, everything's customized to you, from your TV show recommendations to your smart speaker. Isn't it time your trading platform was too? Say hello to Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim is fully customizable, so you can create your own indicators, perform technical analysis, and use personal predictions to forecast the values of stocks you care about. Get a tailor-made trading experience with Thinkorswim. Learn more at tdameritrade.com/Thinkorswim. TD Ameritrade, where smart investors get smarter. Member SIPC.
According to the Social Security Administration, there are over 9,000 combinations for how you can take Social Security. Choose wrong, and you could leave thousands on the table. Hi, I'm Ken Murray, founder of Retirement Planners of America. Social Security can be very complex. You can receive a free Social Security consultation. We'll help you choose the option and build a plan to help your money last as long as you do.
Call for your free consultation now. 800-375-1159. 800-375-1159.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-466-9625.
Paid for by Bar Justice. Attention. Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with cancer after using Zantac or other heartburn medications for several months? Zantac may be linked to these cancers: bladder, colorectal, esophageal, intestinal, kidney, liver, ovarian, pancreatic, stomach, testicular, and uterine. If you or a loved one have been diagnosed with cancer after using Zantac or other heartburn medications for several months, call now. Never stop taking medication without first consulting a physician. Call right now for a free consultation. Call 800-379-9550. 800-379-9550.
Welcome back to First Light at 24 minutes before the hour. So, high-stakes drama will be unfolding today on Capitol Hill as federal judge Amy Coney Barrett appears before the Senate Judiciary Committee. They're considering her nomination to the Supreme Court. It's going to be an unusual-looking confirmation hearing for one thing, which national correspondent Clayton Neville is joining us now to talk about. So, Clayton, is anybody besides Chairman Lindsey Graham and the nominee going to be in the hearing room?
Yeah, there will be bodies in the chairs. Now, how many bodies we'll see, I'm getting the feeling that there will probably be more bodies than not in the chairs. But if you do not go, you're invited to participate virtually. You can ask the judge questions virtually. You can participate virtually as well. But from what I've been hearing, a lot of people on the Hill are going to be there. We'll see exactly how many. But you could do it either way. It's kind of like a lot of schools right now. You can either come in person or you can join us virtually.
So that means that we will be seeing Senator Tom Tillis of North Carolina and Mike Lee from Utah. They've both been, they tested positive recently, the coronavirus, and I know that Ted Cruz of Texas, Ben Sasse of Nebraska have been in self-quarantine, although they may show up in person at some point. So I guess we'll see them, if they ask any questions, that'll be from wherever they are in isolation.
Yeah, those are some of the ones that you can guarantee will be virtually. And, of course, those options are available for those not only who have to be under quarantine in those particular conditions, but those who just choose to be as well. But you're exactly right. There will be some like those who will be having to watch virtually and participate that way.
Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, who's in a very, very tight race with the Democratic candidate in his home state. So he's going to be in the spotlight running this. Senator Kamala Harris, the Democratic vice presidential nominee, who of course is known for her tough questioning in these kinds of hearings, she's going to be taking part, although I understand she's going to be doing it remotely from her office to have social distance. The third person that I think eyes are going to be on is Senator Dianne Feinstein. She's the top Democrat on the Judiciary Committee, but she got into some trouble the last time Judge Barrett came before this panel. She wasn't a judge yet. She was being confirmed to her current judgeship, and Feinstein got into some trouble by asking Barrett about some of her religious beliefs, which she called dogma at one point, and I'm wondering how they're going to handle that, if Feinstein is going to give way to Senator Harris and let her lead the questioning, or do you have any information on how that's going to go?
You know, I don't know exactly how they're going to handle it, but I certainly do think there will be some tense moments out of it. I guess how tense certainly depends on how many questions are asked, just how involved she is in the questioning and the leading of the hearings and things like that. But, you know, that whole religion factor is certainly going to be something that's watched. The two main things, as you heard, are going to be health care and faith. How does that relate to things like abortion, to things like health care? Those are going to be the issues that we really see pressed here. And you're right, that history will be something to look out for as well. When you talk about Lindsey Graham, he's talked about pushing this thing forward as quick as possible. There were a lot of Democrats who talked about Michael not doing this right now, but waiting until after the election. I think Senator Graham is going to be one that we certainly get the tone of urgency from as this moves forward.
Coming up on 20 minutes before the hour on First Light, as we talk with national correspondent Clayton Neville. Anytime you get into religion, it's very, very tricky, and I know that some Democrats are concerned, not necessarily about the Roman Catholic part of it, but you know, her involvement in a very, very conservative group, and I don't know what the beliefs are on the part of the nominee, but it's very, very difficult when you get into those things. It's high stakes, and Senator Feinstein did not handle that all that well. Now, it's also unusual, I think, that we know pretty much what the nominee is going to be saying. Her opening statement has already been released, and she's going to tell them that she's going to approach cases based on the law and not her personal views. And at the same time she's saying that, we have some Democrats who are saying you got to step aside on some of these issues. For instance, anything involving the current election, since you've just been nominated by President Trump, who will be part of any case that comes before it, and also the Affordable Care Act, because she's written and talked about being against that in the past. Do you think there's going to be any fireworks on that?
Well, Senator Chuck Schumer is officially calling for her recusal because of those two things, because of the history that she has with the Affordable Care Act, according to him, and then the reported ties to the possible election and some lawsuits that could come after that. There's reports that Republicans are wanting her on board just to have her there in case after the election they need to go to court or anything that may occur that way. So, we've heard it all. We'll certainly see a little bit later on exactly what this turns out, what are going to be the key issues. But I think that health care is certainly going to be a big part of this as well. And then, we'll just find out day by day what issues are the hot topics. We talked about what group she's been a part of. If she's been a part of any group, in her adult life, we're going to find out about it, or maybe even further back than that, because that's what these confirmation hearings have turned into, and we're about to see it all unfold again.
So as you said, day by day, I guess they're going to have 4 days of hearings. She will be in person, I'm told. And so what happens at the end of 4 days? When do we get to an actual vote out of committee? And do you have to be present in order to vote, or can you do that from afar?
Yeah, you would be able to do that from afar, so you're not going to have to be there. Now, will it be immediate? I don't think so. I think we'll get an idea pretty quickly after the 4 days as to if she is confirmed or not. There's been a lot of pushback as to should this have waited until after the election, and the number one argument from the president and from Republicans is the president is president for 4 years, not 3, not 3.5. And, obviously it was unfortunate that Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away, but she did. And here we are.
National correspondent Clayton Neville with us this morning. Thanks for being with us on First Light, Clayton.
All right, thanks.
It is 17 and a half minutes before the hour now. Monday morning with First Light, we're going to take a break and come back with news, headlines, sports, and weather, and much more.
Coming up on First Light, stimulus or no stimulus?
The D's are holding this thing up.
I'm Linda Kenyon in Washington.
According to the Social Security Administration, there are over 9,000 combinations for how you can take Social Security. Choose wrong, and you could leave thousands on the table. Hi, I'm Ken Murray, founder of Retirement Planners of America. Social Security can be very complex. You can receive a free Social Security consultation. We'll help you choose the option and build a plan to help your money last as long as you do.
Call for your free consultation now. 800-375-1159. 800-375-1159.
T-Mobile for Business knows saving time and money is important for your business. That's why we're introducing Microsoft 365 on us, now included in our best business plans. With Office apps, Microsoft Teams, cloud storage, and more, Microsoft 365 on us gives you the tools you need to run your business. Stop by a T-Mobile store today. Qualifying plan required. Contact us to activate. 1 license per line, max 2 per account. Third-party terms apply. See T-Mobile.com for plan details.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-466-9625.
Paid for by Bar Justice. Attention. Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with cancer after using Zantac or other heartburn medications for several months? Zantac may be linked to these cancers: bladder, colorectal, esophageal, intestinal, kidney, liver, ovarian, pancreatic, stomach, testicular, and uterine. If you or a loved one have been diagnosed with cancer after using Zantac or other heartburn medications for several months, call now. Never stop taking medication without first consulting a physician. Call right now for a free consultation. Call 800-379-9550. 800-379-9550.
Welcome back. First Light headline news continues at 1:45. Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden heads to Ohio today, a state Democrats lost by a substantial margin back in 2016. Biden has events planned in Toledo and Cincinnati. Vice President Mike Pence is also in Ohio today with a campaign stop in Columbus. Polls show a close race between Trump and Biden in Ohio. Meanwhile, the president is heading to Sanford, Florida, near Orlando today.
President Trump says he's now, quote, immune from the coronavirus and that he's in, quote, very good shape.
I can go way out of a basement, which I would have done anyway, and which I did, because you have to run a country. You have to get out of the basement, and it looks like I'm immune for, I don't know, maybe a long time, and maybe a short time.
The president made the comments in an interview on Fox News. He's set to host his first rally since his COVID-19 diagnosis in Florida. White House Dr. Sean Conley issued a memo Saturday night saying Trump is no longer at risk of transmitting the virus, but it did not say whether the president has tested negative for the virus.
I passed the highest test, the highest standards, and I'm in great shape. And I have to tell you, I feel fantastically. I really feel good.
Mike Hemp in Washington.
Democratic Senate candidate Jamie Harrison, who is running to unseat Republican Senator Lindsey Graham in South Carolina, raised $57 million during the final full quarter of the campaign, shattering Senate fundraising records. Harrison's haul was the largest single quarter total by any candidate in U.S. Senate history. Senator Graham has not yet released his fundraising totals, but Harrison has outraised him consistently this year, prompting the three-term Republican to appear on Fox News recently to beg viewers to send in donations. "They're killing me money-wise," he said. A private security guard working for a Denver television station is behind bars this morning, accused in the deadly Saturday shooting of another man during a clash between right and left-wing protests. 30-year-old Matthew Dolph was booked for investigation of first-degree murder. His son says it was his father, 49-year-old Lee Keltner, who was killed. Keltner was a Navy veteran who operated a hat-making business in the Denver area. He wasn't part of any group, Jonathan Keltner said. He was there to rally for the police department. First Light Headline News.
Monday sports, NBA Finals, Lakers trounce the Heat for their 17th franchise title, tying the Celtics. LeBron James named Finals MVP for the fourth time. Baseball, ALCS, Rays edge the Astros 2-1, Game 2 today. NLCS starts tonight, Braves and Dodgers. NFL, Raiders hand the Chiefs their first loss. Steelers and Seahawks remain unbeaten. Texans get their first win. Jets, Giants, and Falcons drop to 0-5. Rams, Ravens, Dolphins, and Browns win big. French Open tennis, men's final, number 2 Rafael Nadal routed number 1 Novak Djokovic in straight sets for his record 13th title in Paris and 20th Grand Slam crown overall. That ties Roger Federer for the most ever major titles by a man. College football, Clemson still a solid number 1 in both polls. And NASCAR's playoffs, Chase Elliott wins in Charlotte. Defending champion Kyle Busch among 4 drivers eliminated, down to the final 8 in the chase. I'm Robert Workman.
Thank you, Robert. Let's find out now what's happening outside today with AccuWeather meteorologist Carl Babinski.
Today in our nation's capital, there will be a few periods of rain, the steadiest and heaviest occurring this morning. The same will apply to both Philadelphia and New York City. Now, there could be some minor flooding issues in all 3 cities along the I-95 corridor today. Highs will range from the upper 50s, about 56 in New York, to 64 in the Washington, D.C. metro area. Across the plains and Rockies, a gusty wind will be kicking up today. While it won't be that warm in Denver, the high about 74, there will be a higher fire danger because wind gusts could exceed 40 miles per hour. And the heat will be on in Southern California. There will be a gusty wind as well. Los Angeles today can expect sunshine, high 92. For further updates on the weather, check out our AccuWeather.com app.
Thanks, Carl. It is 11 minutes before the hour on First Light. Intense rain and flash flooding from the remnants of Hurricane Delta may have caused a train derailment that forced residents from their homes in northeast Georgia. 37 cars, including 2 locomotives, derailed over the weekend in Lilburn, about 20 miles northeast of Atlanta in Gwinnett County. The derailment caused ethanol to spill from 2 tankers, one of which caught fire, causing the evacuations. Delta left a path of destruction across southwest Louisiana before weakening and moving across the south, causing flash flooding and possible tornadoes over the weekend. Louisiana Governor John Bell Edwards blames the hurricane for a death in St. Martin Parish.
An 86-year-old man in St. Martin Parish passed away from a fire that sparked shortly after refueling a generator that was located in a shed, and we don't believe the generator was allowed to cool down before he refueled it.
Governor Edwards telling state residents they have to endure the repeated hurricanes and the pandemic.
I know that there are people who are fatigued by these disasters and emergencies. I will just remind you that the COVID is not going to go away because we get tired of it.
Kentucky's governor says he will quarantine after a member of his security detail who drove with his family tested positive for COVID-19. Governor Andy Beshear says he and his family feel fine and show no coronavirus symptoms. Beshear's wife and their 2 children also are quarantining. Another 20,000 COVID-19 deaths by the end of the month are inevitable. That's according to Dr. Tom Frieden, the former director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC. He says the estimate is based on the number of infections currently reported. The United States reported 57,420 new coronavirus cases on Friday, and that was the highest number of new daily cases since August, with the death toll expected to top 215,000 today. The United States is not alone with the resurging coronavirus epidemic. It's happening in Europe as well. Back here at home, there is still no resolution in sight for passage of a coronavirus aid and stimulus package. More now from Linda Kenyon.
Michael, will the impasse be broken?
The D's are holding this thing up.
President Trump's economic advisor, Larry Kudlow, referring to congressional Democrats, saying they're the ones standing in the way of another coronavirus stimulus deal. His comment on CNN's State of the Union comes after the president called off talks several days ago, then changed his position and said a coronavirus aid package would be approved before the November election. But the president's most recent proposal angered members of his own party, some who called the $1.8 trillion plan too expensive. Others said that they disagreed with some of the policy decisions. Trump now tells Fox News he wants to make a deal, one that targets help for the airline industry.
We want to help the airlines again because the airline's always a tough business.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says a standalone bill for the airlines is a non-starter.
We're happy to review what that standalone bill would look like as part of a bigger bill, if there is a bigger bill. But there is no standalone bill.
At a news conference late last week, Speaker Pelosi reiterated a comprehensive deal is the only thing that will pass muster.
And that includes 17 million children in the country food insecure, millions of their families on the verge of eviction, And the president says, well, I'll do these 3 things. Well,
that's why Republicans like Senator Ted Cruz tell CNBC this is all Pelosi's fault.
We've seen tens of thousands of airline layoffs. It would be a simple matter to act. You'd get overwhelming bipartisan consensus to stop those layoffs, but Pelosi and Schumer are blocking it.
Cruz also says Speaker Pelosi and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer are making a political calculation.
Those tens of thousands of people that just got a pink slip, they believe will be angry when they go vote in November. And if they're angry, Pelosi and Schumer are gambling that they're going to say, throw the bums out, let's vote for Biden.
Kudlow tells CNN he believes ultimately there will be a deal, one that includes support from the very Republicans who have balked at the latest proposal.
I think if we could get this thing settled on the Democrat side, we will get it settled on the Republican side.
But when it will be settled is unknown. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said Friday a stimulus package is unlikely in the next 3 weeks, as Republicans begin the confirmation hearings this week for Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett. Their goal is for the full Senate to debate and vote to confirm Barrett before Election Day.
Thanks, Linda. We're coming up on 6 minutes before the hour. A break now, but there's more First Light coming your way.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
With TD Ameritrade, you get everything you need to become a smarter investor. Get help from knowledgeable professionals. Get customizable trading platforms. Get investor education designed just for you. And would you believe? 0 commissions on online stock and ETF trades. Get smarter with TD Ameritrade. TD Ameritrade, where smart investors get smarter.
The IRS, the world's most aggressive collection agency. They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-312-9970. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-312-9970. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000. After Coast One stepped in, Mark walked away paying less than $1,500. Call Coast One now. A 10-minute call can save you up to 93% on your back taxes. Get your fresh start today. That's 800-312-9970.
Okay, 4 minutes before the hour, 4 minutes to get to work if that's where you're headed. A bit more First Light to keep you company. And here's a reminder about keeping vigilant for your safety and the safety of those around you. The virus that causes COVID-19 can survive on banknotes, money, glass, and stainless steel for up to 28 days, and that's much longer than the flu virus. That's coming from new research in from Australia this morning, highlighting the need for cleaning and hand washing to combat the virus. So, this pandemic just keeps taking things away. The latest loss, a New York City landmark.
Since 1924, the Roosevelt Hotel has been a witness to history. The hotel was the election headquarters for Governor Thomas Dewey when he incorrectly announced he had defeated Harry Truman in the 1948 presidential election. It served as the backdrop for movies like The Irishman and helped start a New Year's Eve tradition. The hotel boasts elegant architecture and is minutes away from Times Square and Grand Central Terminal. It's been a fixture of the Manhattan skyline. And now the owners of the hotel say it will close its doors permanently this year because of the coronavirus and the ensuing drop in business. Named after President Theodore Roosevelt, the hotel has also been seen in films including Made in Manhattan, Malcolm X, and Wall Street. And in 1929 at the Roosevelt Hotel Grill, band leader Guy Lombardo first broadcast Auld Lang Syne on New Year's Eve. The coronavirus has devastated the hospitality industry, with many hotels around the country taking drastic steps to survive. A statement from the owners of the hotel says there are no plans for the building beyond the scheduled closing. I'm Kevin Delaney.
We usually don't hear Auld Lang Syne until New Year's Eve, and it can't come soon enough to put an end to this miserable year. So go ahead, pretend for a moment it's 2021, and we're just that much closer to life returning to whatever new normal awaits us. And that's First Light for this Monday morning. Thanks to producer TJ Cutini. I'm Michael Toscano. We'll be back here tomorrow morning. Stay safe and join us then.
Everybody knows around here for more than 50 years, there's nothing like camellias from Bob Wines. They're just the best. And this year, the camellia blooming season looks bigger and better than ever. Here are a couple of preseason buys you should know about. Bob has sun and shade-loving, budded and blooming heirloom camellias, number 1 size, regularly $29.99 for just $12.99 this week. If you'd like larger ones, you can get 2 heirloom camellias, number 5 size, regularly $69.99 each for less than $100. Come see them today. And don't forget all those fall veggies from their gigantic display right near the front gate. Take your pick. Hundreds of veggies from arugula to zucchini, still just $3.99 in the 4-pack. Tomatoes? Why, they're just $1.99 in the 4-pack.
USA Radio News with Tim Berg.
The Senate Judiciary Committee is beginning the confirmation hearing for Supreme Court Justice nominee Amy Coney Barrett. Democratic vice presidential candidate Senator Kamala Harris serves on the Judiciary Committee and will participate remotely in the hearings. As far as what to expect in the hearings, Iowa Republican Senator Chuck Grassley.
They can't attack her personally, but they're sure going to go after her strict construction of laws and the Constitution because they don't like that.
President Trump has a full campaign schedule this week after his recovery from the coronavirus. He'll hit the key swing states of Florida and Pennsylvania today and Tuesday, followed by events in Iowa and North Carolina Wednesday and Thursday. Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden with 2 stops today in Ohio and also taking part in a town hall on Thursday. This is USA Radio News.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
I had begun to notice after 10 days with Balance of Nature, I felt better, more energetic, and believe me, for me, that's something because I have energy anyway. But as old as I am, that was really something to start really noticing. You know, we're all responsible for choosing what our attitudes are, but I had a better mental outlook. I mean, I always try to be positive, but there were subtle things in me that I began to notice. I just felt a difference with this.
Get a wide variety of all your daily recommended servings of whole fruits and vegetables without having to leave your home. Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code USA.
The curfew in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, a suburb of Milwaukee, ends today. It's been an unusual few days for people in one neighborhood since the Wisconsin National Guard started showing up every night with Humvees and armored trucks to protect the city from rioting. This man had people rioting and trespassing in his yard, and he decided he had had enough.
I was frustrated, I was fed up, and really the last straw was looking out my window and seeing the gentleman on the motorcycle riding through my lawn, and something in me clicked, and I said internally, no more, and came running out my house and was prepared to confront whatever it was I was going to confront.
Jason Fritz speaking there on Fox News. Rioters in Portland Sunday night toppled statues of former presidents Theodore Roosevelt and Abraham Lincoln. The rampage in a portion of downtown also saw criminals smash windows at Portland State University's police office, the Oregon Historical Society, and a number of other businesses. USA Radio News.
Today in Ag News from the Southeast AgNet, USDA's National Agricultural Statistics Service released their October crop reports last Friday. Becky Summer with NASS in Washington, D.C. says the U.S. cotton production estimate is still down 14% from last year's crop.
All cotton production is forecasted at 17,480 pound bales, down less than 1% from the previous forecast and down 14% from 2019. All cotton planted totaled 12.1 million acres, unchanged from the previous estimate, but down 12% from the previous year. Florida production is expected to total 170,000 bales, 17% below last year. In summary, all cotton production is forecast at 17,480 pound bales, down 14% from 2019. This is Becky Summer with the USDA National Agricultural Statistics Service.
Thanks, Becky. More of her report can be found on our website, southeastagnet.com. And Florida's farmers, ranchers, and forest landowners can now apply until November 20th for financial and technical assistance from USDA's Natural Resources Conservation Service Environmental Quality Incentives Program, or EQIP. This is for fiscal year 2021 funding. Through EQIP, ag landowners can receive financial and technical assistance to improve soil, water, air, plants, animals, and related resources. Eligible land includes cropland, rangeland, pasture land, private non-industrial forest land, and other farm or ranch lands. The application deadline also applies to other EQIP-funded initiatives like organic, on-farm energy, longleaf pine, working lands for wildlife bobwhite quail, and strike force. Applications will be evaluated for funding based on local, state, and nationally developed criteria. To learn more, contact your local NRCS field office. Randall Wiseman, Southeast AgNet.
WOCA.
Ocala.
when it really counts. Depend on The Source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Today will be partly sunny with a shower and spots by this afternoon. High today 86 to 89. Then clear and humid this evening. Low tonight 69 to 73. Plenty of sunshine on Tuesday. Should be a nice day. High 86 to 90. Mostly sunny Wednesday. Thunderstorm and spots in the afternoon. Shower and spots near the coast. High 86 to 90. Thursday partly sunny with a thunderstorm and spots. High 86 to 89. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
Last week in the WOCA High School Football Game of the Week, presented by McCarson Electric, proudly serving Marion County for over 30 years. McCarson Electric for all of your commercial, industrial, and residential needs. Call McCarson Electric at 352-812-4486. The Westport Wolfpack fell to 2-1 in their loss to the Knights.
Decent kick, end over end. Rucker's going to catch it on the fly at his own 45. He stutter steps. He's going to run by Seidel, and then he jumps and jukes. He's got one man to beat. To the end zone. Touchdown, Trevante Rucker.
And that's why he's going to Florida.
This week, the Wolfpack are back home as they face the Lake Weir Hurricanes. It's the High School Football Game of the Week, presented by McCarson Electric. Pregame starts at 6:30. Kickoff is at 7. So join me, Galen Unold, and John Ivory for the High School Football Game of the Week. Lake Weir at Westport. And you can hear it all right here on WOCA, The Source.
This message explains the reason that Latin Americans are conservative Republicans and Trump supporters. It is narrated by Jerry W. Torres, Master Sergeant, U.S. Army retired, volunteer for veterans causes, and former president of a U.S. company with over 18,000 employees.
Economic prosperity.
As the founder and former owner of a large business that hired 18,000 employees in the United States and on 5 continents, including over 2,500 Latin Americans, I know firsthand the great value and professionalism of Latin American employees. I also know and have experienced the value of low taxes that immensely help to grow my business and our economy, and high taxes that stunt and restrict progress. The great majority of Latin Americans recognize that a strong and stable economy is the cornerstone of a free and independent nation that brings well-paying jobs and creates and sustains prosperity for ourselves, our families, and our communities. We understand that one of our great contributions to a robust economy is our resolute work ethic, whether we provide products or services as small or large business owners, or employees within the thousands of careers and professions in the private sector or within the government throughout the United States. The ingenuity, business acumen, and work ethic of Latin American small and large business owners have created and sustained millions of jobs for people throughout our nation from all walks of life and are invaluable to our nation's strong and steady economy. Our value to the economy is the very foundation of American conservatism to achieve our dreams and aspirations through our initiative and intellect combined with dedicated hard work and perseverance. Our conservative Republican Party is passionately pro-business and pro-employment. And during the current Republican administration, our nation achieved the lowest recorded unemployment rates and created the highest number of jobs for Latin Americans in our nation's history. As Latin Americans, it is incumbent upon us to join and continue to raise America's economic prosperity to rebound from COVID-19. We must help to regain the upward economic growth for our Latin American community and for all Americans now more than ever. This is particularly important as we face the deadly coronavirus disease that plagues the entire world. Please support our communities and America's economic recovery and growth by voting for conservative Republican candidates to make certain we bring prosperity to Latin American citizens and families and to all Americans.
La Voz de la Confianza, paid for by Jerry Torres. For more information, visit jwtorres.us.
Oh, hey, Grandpa.
Oh, hey, Grandpa. Hey, Grandpa.
Yes, buddy?
Can you take me fishing this weekend?
I'd love to.
Have you noticed a change in your hearing over the years? Missing the little things in life? Visit Beneficial Hearing in Ocala today. Their expert team of audiologists will make sure you never miss a moment. Call Beneficial Hearing today at 352-629-4418 or visit them online, beneficialhearing.com.
Hey, welcome back. This is AM Ocala Live. The Rick and Bubba Show is in progress, and we're going to just sneak in on them and see what they're talking about. We'll be back at 9:35 with the Chief Alexander and Captain Blair right here from the Ocala Fire Rescue. I'm definitely looking forward to this interview. It's going to be very, very well receptive to them and their needs and our needs here and how they helped us. So far, so good. All right, we'll go to Rick and Bubba, and then we'll see you about 9:35.
Methodist, they'll speak to you in the liquor stores.
Yeah, I thought that was always. I thought that was always Baptist and Methodist. I never heard it with Church of Christ. You put a little different one, but I have heard that one before. And then of course the other one, always take two Baptists fishing with you, not one. If you take one, they'll drink all your beer. Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Now about getting things in your eyes. Man, my buddy, he used to vape, and I didn't realize he left his vape juice, like what you squirt into the vape to make it work or whatever. He had it in my truck, and I was headed home one night, and I got contact. My contact was kind of fogging over, getting dried out, and I reached in my center console, thought my eye drops was there, and I grabbed that vape juice.
Ooh.
Man, I thought I was going to go blind. I was freaking out. I ain't never had that much pain in my entire life.
Ooh.
Yeah, probably not recommended for your eyes.
No. Brad, Pell City. Brad, go ahead.
Hey, guys. How y'all doing this morning?
We're great. Good, man.
Great.
All this politics talk, all I can hear is meh, meh, meh. Meh, meh, meh. All right, guys, I just want to know what y'all thought about the Elon Musk brain chip that they're coming out with, since y'all are talking about Joe Biden and his all messed up.
I haven't. I mean, I've heard some people bringing this up and others, but I can't remember the details of it. I guess I need that.
I think all of it's theoretical right now.
Yeah, are they working on?
I watched them.
Yeah, go ahead.
They got that pig out. That they can put on a treadmill and tell them when to eat and stuff. I don't know. It seems pretty game changing, but hopefully this isn't the end of the world.
Are you sure that wasn't some footage of me working out?
Where is that footage at? What do you call that?
Honestly, I find all my research on YouTube, and I try to find as many videos as I can with different opinions and views on it.
So the chip would be designed to do what?
It's a neural link, and Elon Musk, is claiming that with this chip, he can really solve pretty much anything from obesity to Alzheimer's.
Yeah, it says that he plans to start wiring people's brains to the internet this year. It's called Neuralink, and it can connect to your brain waves, an app that may be able to help people with So you see, as soon as y'all can get it for me, I'd appreciate it. Neuralink, I see it here. I'm with Bubba. I don't know how far along this is, but you're right. They are working.
Cochlear ear implant works something similar to
That's
that.
what it reminds me of. It looks like the cochlear ear implant.
My honest belief is if this progresses further, then this is going to be the end of humanity as we know it. We're all just going to be upgraded to iPhones walking around.
I don't know that even what he's talking about can control that. I mean, if like I said, if they can put a chip in now that will help people who doesn't have hearing, that's a positive thing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
If they can put some electrodes in to help with brain activity, maybe from people who are suffering some type of issue, much like a pacemaker. I mean, I don't think that's mark of the beast. That's just good technology.
It's according to what the number has on it.
Yeah.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
Yeah, there's plenty to panic about, and we certainly need to ask a lot of questions, but there's no need to over-panic on some of this.
No, and, of course, now, have you seen our society lately about over-panic? We are easily herded into a complete panic. Dylan in Tuscaloosa. Dylan, go ahead.
Hey, good morning, guys. I just want to let y'all know, thank you for all you do. My mother's been listening to y'all for 26 and a half years, and I've been listening for as long as I can remember. I'm 29.
Thank you.
And I just want to let y'all know now on my way to school, my little girl listens to y'all as well. So it's 3 generations of the Rick and Bubba show.
Oh, that is awesome. Yeah, we like that.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Let's go for 4.
Pass it on. Pass it on. Daniel, welcome to Rick and Bubba out of the great state of Alabama. Go ahead.
Hey, fellas, I just wanted to talk about that neurological chip. You know, I don't want to be that guy, but I'm pretty skeptical on the mark of the beast and everything, and times are looking that way. So I just wanted to get y'all's opinion on it all.
Well, there's things that has to you can be concerned about it. That's okay, but you got to have it biblically right. I mean, there's things that we're supposed to look for, and you'll see where this goes. I mean, it says very clearly where the location will be for it to be placed. It clearly says it's for buying goods and being able to have food and have the things that you need. So, just everything that comes up, you can't throw in that category. The scriptures are not completely detailed on everything, but we do need to at least look for the details that it does give us. So just see if it meets that criteria or not. We'll be back.
Rick and Bubba.
The best way to listen to music? Using a pair of premium wireless earbuds, and Raycon's newest model, the Everyday E25 earbuds, are the best ones yet, with 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and noise isolating fit that really allows you to focus on what you're listening to. Plus, there's a 45-day return policy, so give them a try. For a limited time, get 15% off Raycon wireless earbuds at buyraycon.com/Bubba. That's buyraycon.com/Bubba or rickandbubba.com for a link.
Most home security companies try and trap you with high prices, tricky contracts, and lousy customer support. Simply Safe, on the other hand, has everything you need to protect your home with none of the drawbacks of traditional home security. Professional monitoring keeps watch, ready to send the police, fire, or medical professionals if there's an emergency. All this starts at just $15 a month. Try it today at simplysafebubba.com. You get a free HD camera. That's simplysafebubba.com, or visit rickandbubba.com under the sponsors.
All right, folks, you've heard us talking about what Relief Factor can do for your pain for several years now. If you struggle with occasional aches and pains due to aging, exercise, everyday living, consider this. Relief Factor is 100% drug-free. It's made up of ingredients that simply help your own body deal with its natural inflammatory response. And we kid you not, Relief Factor is for real. And the majority of people who ordered the 3-week quick start for just $19.95 go on to order more. Try it at relieffactor.com or rickandbubba.com under the sponsors.
Hi, this is Jay Farner, CEO of Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. We can help guide you to those right decisions now, when they matter most. Mortgage rates are near historic lows, so when you call 8338-ROCKET or visit us at rocketmortgage.com to start your refinance, you'll be well on your way to saving money every month. The rate today on our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.375%, APR 3.59%. Right now could be a great time for you to take some positive financial steps forward with a cash-out refinance from Rocket Mortgage, which could give you the boost that you're looking for. In addition, we may be able to help you refinance with little or no out-of-pocket costs. At Rocket Mortgage, we're committed to every client, every time, no exceptions, no excuses, giving you the best mortgage experience. Call us today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn more.
Rates subject to change. Pay 1.875% fee to receive this discounted rate. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Napa know-how. At Napa, we've teamed up with AAA to save you 20% online or in-store. That's why they call us the Savings Dream Team. Okay, we're the only ones calling us that. But it's true. Your AAA membership can save you 20% at Napa. So we're basically superheroes with the most specific power ever, saving you 20%. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how. Napa know-how. 20% off regular retail prices with valid AAA membership card. Offer ends 10/31/20.
Today on Hey Culligan, the best things in life are free. Water tests. Let's go to Candace.
Hey Culligan, how do I learn more about my water?
Candace, let me just test the waters here.
Okay.
Literally test your water.
Oh.
For free.
Free?
Free, Candace. In-home water tests for free. So you know more about your water and how to make it better with Culligan water. And Candace.
Yeah?
We're already on the way.
Oh, good.
Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
You hear that? That's my kids destroying my house. Normally that would stress me out, but I'm taking a Vicks Vapo bath. So now I'm floating. Plus the husband's watching them. Vicks Vapor Bath Crystals are for any time you need to de-stress. Let the soothing scent of Vicks Vapors create a little escape whenever you need it. Which, in this household, is a lot. So transform your bath time with new Vicks Vapor Bath Crystals. Find them in a store near you.
Did you know a fire department responds to a fire every 24 seconds? This Fire Prevention Month, First Alert is reminding you to be ready for the unexpected by installing smoke and carbon monoxide alarms on every level and in every bedroom of your home. Don't forget to add First Alert fire extinguishers on every level and in common spaces like the kitchen, especially if you're cooking more, and know how to use them. Protect your whole home with reliable protection you can trust by visiting firstalert.com and Lowe's stores today.
You know your body better than anyone, and you're used to dealing with discomfort now and then, but oh my gut. What about when constipation, abdominal pain, and bloating keep coming back despite everything you've tried? You could have a real medical condition called irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Learn more about your constipation, abdominal pain, and bloating, and if you're ready, find out ways to talk to your doctor or access one online at ohmygut.info. That's ohmygut.info.
You're listening to the Rick and Bubba Show.
21 minutes past the hour. Phone calls standing by. We'll take them now. Harry Murdahl's got them lined up and ready to go. Brittany's out of the great state of Ohio. Brittany, thank you for your patience and welcome to Rick and Bubba. How are you today?
Good. How are you guys?
Fantastic.
Hey, I just wanted to call and wish my husband a happy anniversary.
How many years?
And I want to know 2 years.
2 years. What's his name?
Yeah. His name is Joel Jackson.
Joe Jackson?
Joel Jackson.
Joel Jackson. Joel Jackson.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yes.
So now how do you guys get the show in Ohio?
We listen on TuneIn.
TuneIn. How did you find out about the show?
I think you found out through Nathan Latimer. I know Nate calls every once in a while and talks. So, so I was wondering if Div and Dan can sing happy birthday, happy anniversary.
It's hard to do that sometimes when you got a mouthful.
Well, I thought maybe I would ask, but if not, that's okay.
He can give you a little bit.
Happy anniversary, baby. You got you on my mind. Hey, you done that cup?
Yeah. That was good.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Thank you, Brittany. Let's go. That's good. Dustin in Crestview.
I prefer to do Elvis songs.
Yeah, that's right. Dan loves a good Elvis
like
song.
the trilogy.
Dustin, go ahead.
Yeah, guys, I love your show. I wanted to know what's your opinion, or if you've heard of Pastor Greg Locke.
I haven't.
And what you think about his delivery and his messages.
I've never heard him. I apologize. Anybody else know anything about Greg Locke?
I've heard of Poppin' Locke, but I don't know anything about Greg Locke.
Because you were on hold, I started Googling some of, but I haven't seen any of it. I do not know anything about him. What's your opinion of him?
I like his passion, and theologically, it's, as far as I know, he's right on, but he's been known to make some controversial statements, which I don't disagree with, but it's rare coming out of a pastor's mouth.
Yeah, I apologize. I just don't know enough about him, so I don't have an opinion. But I'll look into it and kind of investigate a little bit.
Awesome, guys. Keep it up.
Hey, you too, buddy. Appreciate it. Russ in West Virginia. Russ, go ahead.
Hey, guys. Just recently started listening to your show here a while back.
Thank you.
Tell you, I love it.
Thank
I love it. Love the fact that you stand on your faith. Thank you for that, guys.
Thank you.
My question is, I was wondering why you guys are not doing it, or why you're not telling your listeners to boycott all major sports, why you're not boycotting college sports. I think it's been proven endless amounts of times that a lot of these universities, a lot of the major sports are tied directly into a lot of things as Christians that we're supposed to be standing against. They're tied into the Democratic Party, the NBA, LeBron James especially, has made it clear that they support Black Lives Matters. It's a terrorist group. You guys know that as well as I do.
Yeah, no, we got all that. We have. You don't have to do the list. We can answer the question.
Yeah.
But
so why are we not boycotting it?
Well, because I've never done boycotting because I find that as a Christian, it's very difficult to be consistent. I can't say that I'm going to boycott these ties that you talked about and then hold this Apple phone over here that's that their CEO says that the greatest blessing he ever received from God was when God made him gay. So, I mean, I can't have an iPhone, I can't have a Mac computer, and then I go over to Microsoft, and then I see all the things that Bill Gates and his wife has stood for. Then I go to, then all of a sudden I look on and there's a TV show on, and I'm watching this, and I find out what this person's tied to and that person's tied to, and I guess unless I'm going to be a monk and go and which we're not called to do as Christians either. I disagree with it's a misinterpretation that we're to go away and close ourselves off from the world and not engage the world. So I find it very difficult to be consistent. If I make a stand on one product and I say, my stand on this product is because of this, 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 and this, and then somebody said, well, what about this other product? They got a tie to this, and what about this one over here? It's got a tie to that, and do you know where your toilet paper comes from? And then they got a tie to this, and do you know then where does it end?
Do you remember when we were?
And I respect that. I guess my biggest issue is the fact that right now the Black Lives Matter is so in everybody's face.
Right.
It's we as a country we have taken such a huge stance. Thank God for Donald Trump and his stance against terrorism. And these people has nothing to do with Black America. It has to do with hatred.
No, I got all that, and we've said that.
Targeting our police force,
and we've said that.
I just think.
Yeah, we've said all that.
I know you have. I know you have. I'm just saying that now you have the NBA and the NFL who have blatantly come right out and said, "Hey, we support this group." Well, every time we turn on the television, we are pumping money into their pockets, and in turn, they're pumping it into these organizations that one of these days when all of our freedom's gone, we're going to go, you know what, thank God our forefathers didn't have to decide between freedom and football.
Yeah, well, for me...
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, for me personally, and I'm not speaking for the whole team, I never watched the NBA, but I didn't watch them before this, so that's not a sacrifice for me. So I don't want to act like I'm some martyr for not watching something that I don't watch anyway. So I don't watch the NBA. They just became difficult for me to watch a long time ago. I don't watch very much NFL at all. With this thing coming up with the LGBTQ, History Month, that might take me to another place where I just go, you know what, I've got better things to do with my time. I do enjoy college football, and I usually watch the big games over the weekend, so the full disclosure there. I feel like that my call as a follower of Christ is I don't want to spend my time on things that can be inconsistent. I want to go to the root of the problem, and that is to advance the kingdom of God and to advance the gospel message that redeems and radically changes people. And I think sometimes when we get caught up in social issues more than we do the advancement of the gospel, I don't believe that is the best energy that's not the best way to spend our energy and time when the return of Christ is coming and people are dying and going to hell. So, I'm more about spending my time on trying to preach the gospel more than anything else. And these boycott things just have never intrigued me.
Russ, I'm kind of with Rick on the boycotts. I mean, I don't call for boycotts. Now, there's a couple of places now that I will avoid spending money for, but I'm not going to be out there, beating the drum in front of their place. Because, as Rick said, you will end up being a hypocrite at some point along the way because we have to get along with everybody. I used to have to deal with this in the radio business years ago about alcohol and advertising grocery stores. I'm like, I can't do away with every grocery store that advertises because they have an alcohol department. It's just not practical. But I didn't see any of the NBA. We mentioned it this morning because it's a headline. I haven't seen any of the baseball league. And I watch so little NFL. Like I say, I usually use it for sleeping background noise. So we're really not boycotting, but we're certainly not partaking of the product like we used to.
Yeah, and if you do a show that we do, if Dak Prescott, who I haven't seen play all year, has a compound fracture, it's a news story.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't confuse us covering the updates on what's happening in these sports that is a big part of our life. Because I can tell all the guys here, it's a very small part of everybody's life. Bottom of the hour. I hope that answered your question, and thank you for listening. We'll be right back.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The